Oh,
Do
I
it
got,
live.
I got we're gonna do it live. I got the logo sticking up there. I don't even have my game going. I'm like, yeah, I'm all set to go. Let's get going. Like, nope,
Yeah,
not
you're
quite
ready.
yet. We're just staring at a blank screen with the logo.
You're born ready.
All right. Let's actually get gotta get the right account going too. This will be fun. I don't get to stream my main account very often. So we're actually gonna stream our main account, my main account. A little bit of a later stream. Should be fun. All right. Got the champion training event going on. You got that already started?
Me? Champion training?
I don't need to ask, right?
Say no more.
Yeah.
I will say the point totals on it. I mean, it's a 5-day or 4 or 5-day event.
Yeah.
Counted today, so
It's a long event.
still. Yeah.
I actually think, is it? Yeah, it's a 5-day event. It's spread out over 6 days. That's always weird when you look at the calendar. It's like the calendar says 6 days, the timer says 5 because it starts in the middle of a day and ends in the middle of a day.
Right.
But yeah, so the champion training, what are the totals looking like? So 6,100, 8,250 on my main account to get the all the fragments. There are actually 3 batches of 5 fragments, which is unusual. Usually they do a batch of 5 and a batch of 10. And then 14,750 to get the legendary skill tome at the end.
Yeah, so that's the same for me.
Okay.
8,250 for the shard or for the fragments, and then 14,750 for the legendary tome.
Long way to go.
Now the thing is, yeah, I really need that epic skill tome more than anything. So I'm gonna go for the full thing. So
trying to get your speed tune finished.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting times.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do today? We did a Doom Tower video. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I was talking about Agrath here at floor 110. And what happened for me this week was, or this rotation, not even this week, like 10, 12 days ago, I got up to Agrath here and I just got stuck because whatever team I had run last time that was like auto added to this, like the room, didn't auto the battle. And I don't know if I had to manual it or what, but it just wasn't working. And so rather than like play it because I didn't have time, I was just constantly going into normal and running up normal instead, so I didn't waste my keys. I did in fact waste about 3 days of keys. So I'm closer to failing than I've been in several months just because I've been so busy. Now I still have today's keys left and I have 5 more days worth of keys. And I only have 30 floors that I have to finish. So I do have some leeway here. And Doom Tower gives you, I think you get 6 extra days a month or 6 extra sets of keys or something like that, because Doom Tower doesn't reset on the server reset. So you actually get a free set of keys at the end. So I think it's like 5 extra days or whatever plus, or maybe it's 5 total. I don't know. Anyway, I can finish both Doom Tower normal and Doom Tower hard. But I got up here to floor 110 and I stalled out. So rather than like try because I was too busy, I just went and did Doom Tower normal and used the keys. So then I decided, you know what? I need to get this done. Why not make a video about it? And I had made a video 2.5 weeks ago about this very boss. So I went and watched the video and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a good video. Like it tells me exactly how to beat this boss. And I just did what I said to do in the video. And I cleared it right away. I cleared it in 5 minutes. It was a piece of cake. Actually, the first team that I used, I had to manual and it took like 15 minutes. So it was a little bit slower. And then I made a full auto team. And this team that I've got here now is just full auto and just cleared it. So that'll be great. The next time this rotation comes up, I can just click that and I don't have to ever worry about it again. So it's nice to have the full auto team. But so I did that video. I did the second video where I created this team in hard mode. And a lot of comments were, I'd like some help on the floors, on the hard Doom Tower floors. Like, forget the bosses. Tell me about the top 20 floors, because I'm getting crushed in the top 20 floors. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to on the live stream. I'm going to work from floor 111 all the way up to 120. We'll clear the final boss. And then if we have time, we'll take on any remaining secret rooms that I can do. I can't do all of them, but I should be able to do some of them that are left. There are probably 6 or 7 maybe left. And then if we have time, depending on how long the live stream goes, we'll come back here to floor 101 and work from 101 through 109. Now, you can repeat floors, I think, without using keys. So that should be something that I can do. I don't know if I have to leave like one key just to have it available or something, but I've never actually done that before. So maybe somebody in the live stream knows. But I just want to, work through these floors. And every month, I've been clearing Doom Tower hard. It's not easy. I'm not going to say that it's easy. Because starting around floor 90, 91, probably somewhere in here, in this decade of floors, I have to start switching teams and manualing and doing different things. Because there are floors that pop up that are just harder than other floors. And like my full auto team, my progression team doesn't typically clear it. So like if I were down here at floor 60 or something, I might just pop in a team like this. Let me actually shrink myself down a little bit, so I'm not in the way as much. So I might put together a team like this, which is a really nice progression team. And in fact, kind of crushes most floors. Because I've got 2 AoE A1s. They're both in stun sets with Skull Crown and Artak. I get the ally attack as well from Cardiel. So I just get a lot of those A1s going out there. That's a lot of stuns. I have Scylla the Drakes, who gives me an AoE stun that hits with high frequency. She's got heals and revives. I've got Mithrala, who's got a ton of defensive stats, but also offensive stats, plus a cleanse, plus the hex that goes out there that gives you a chance to get petrification if there are any counterattacks or anything like that. The block debuffs, the revive on. It's just a crazy good team. And it just rolls up Doom Tower. Like, no problem. There are sometimes I have to swap it out, and I do. And usually what happens is I swap out the team. Like, let's say I hit floor, I don't know. Let's say I was running this up and I hit floor 82 and it just stopped. I would just create a new team to get past floor 82. And I would let that roll as far as it could roll. And then when it stops, let's say it got to 93, I would look at 93 and be like, okay. And then I'd build a new team and roll that as far as I could roll. There are definitely floors in here that you get stuck on. So that's just sort of what happens. And that means that if you intend to clear Doom Tower hard every rotation, you will need several teams. You can potentially save them and label them for the floors. I don't do that. I just kind of create a new one every rotation. For whatever I get stuck on. There are floors that I would like to probably save the teams for, but I don't have like a specific team for any given floor. I just like creating the teams. I kind of find it fun to solve the problem over and over again. And because it's 3 months in between rotations, it's not like I really remember how I solved floor 111 3 months ago. So it's just a new challenge for me. It feels relatively fresh, which I enjoy. So that's the plan for tonight. We're going to do that. Now, let's go ahead and say hello to chat here. Jacob B is here. Hello. Ken Chan, Ian. We got Pavel Grabowski. Actually, it would be Pavel Grabowski, right? So Mahai is here. Burso. Super Lion Tech. Shooter 90 is in the house. All right. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Yeah, so as far as streaming today is concerned, I don't know what Thursday is going to be like every week, but the plan is to start streaming on Thursdays as well. And what I want to do, honestly, is I want to stream a little bit on my main account. I don't do a ton of content on my main account. Often when I use my main account to create videos, what I'm doing is I'm like rolling back my account a little bit. I don't typically show off my best champions or my best teams or the hardest content. I'm usually trying to do a how-to video, a guide or whatever, and I try to use champions that are a little bit more accessible than the champions I've been lucky enough to pull. Hello, Cameron and Adrian, by the way. Thursday is in conflict with a certain other streamer. I don't know who that is, and I don't care that much. I'm not necessarily going to go live at the same time every day on Thursday. This one's a little bit later start than our others. We typically start 11 a.m. on Sunday, and we start at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. And this one we started a little bit after 4 p.m. here this time. So this isn't going to hit the European audience as much because they're probably, getting ready for bed or in bed already. But hopefully maybe we'll get some new viewers. We'll make some new friends. That'd be fun. So yeah, if you can, to help us out, go ahead and hit the like button for the stream right now. And maybe that'll help bring some viewers in here. So if you guys are at all interested in Doom Tower Hard, if you're struggling with Doom Tower Hard floors, or if you're even struggling with Doom Tower normal floors up near the top, and you want to kind of see how I go about solving these floors, I'm going to be doing each floor individually. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to take on each floor, see what happens. So let's go ahead and jump into a floor here. And I don't know how long this stream's going to go. We're just going to go until we run out of content, I guess. Run out of stuff to do. All right. So the first thing I like to do is I like to make sure that, these are not the only champions that you're going to get, but I like to just preview the champions a little bit. And I know most of these champions. There is a revive there. There are actually several revives because Elagaius, I think, has a revive. No, I'm thinking of the other guy. I'm thinking of Gamurin. Yeah, this is the lockout guy. Okay, so this is the lockout guy. We do have a revive here on Gorgorab. We've got an anti-freeze champion. So that's important because I actually use freeze champions in Doom Tower quite often. My favorite freeze champion is Shiramani. Obviously, you can also use Yukaro, who for me right now is at 5 stars. I haven't actually built him out yet, although I think he's got his masteries. I think I have full masteries on Yukaro, but I don't actually have gear on him yet. And he might be booked. I think he's booked, potentially. I'd have to take a look. So there's another freeze champion. So we can't use freeze champions up here, but we can use petrification. Mithrala is a Doom Tower goddess. Let me just run you down some builds here. So Mithrala, you can see that her accuracy is at 592, actually 602. So over 600 accuracy. It's going to make her very resistant. She's not going to take any debuffs, and she's a cleanser, which is great. She's also going to land her debuffs pretty much every time. As far as Cardiel is concerned, he's running at 245 speed. He's got decent accuracy, but his accuracy doesn't matter because the only thing he really does have as a debuff is a fear that he can place sometimes. So that's not really a big deal. His resistance isn't that high. This guy is in my clan boss speed tune. I'm trying to disconnect him from the speed tune. If I ever find a day where I can retune my clan boss team, I can potentially free him up and get him a lot faster. As far as my Artak is concerned, he's running decently fast at 223. You can see he's got 78,000 HP, which is nice. Good accuracy here at 368, so he should be able to land his debuffs, and you can see he's in a stun set. If we go down to my Skull Crown, you'll see she's actually at 100% crit rate, decent crit damage at 225. She's not really built for damage. She's also in a stun set, and she's got some decent accuracy to try to land her weaken. This isn't high enough for the top of Doom Tower. 283 is not enough accuracy. So potentially she won't land her weaken. But she'll still land the stuns from the stun set because stun set doesn't require any accuracy at all. So getting stun sets into your team can be very useful. Remember that both Artak and Skullcrown have AoE A1s, so that means you're hitting the entire wave. And while the stuns can be blocked with block debuffs, they can't be resisted. So you don't care about your accuracy with the stun set. And then finally, who's my last champ? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be swapping out all of these champions. And we're going to be working through, see what we can get. Oh, Scylla the Drake. Scylla the Drake's accuracy is 365. She should be able to land some stuns with that accuracy. She's got a little bit of survivability with one immortal set. She's running at 220. I'd like to rebuild Scylla the Drakes. I should probably get around to that sometime soon because I've got better gear for her. But she's still built. I mean, she's built well for the role, but I can get her faster and tankier, I think. All right. So I'm going to start the auto climb. Actually, I'm not going to start the auto climb. I'm just going to auto this first floor and see how we do. Now we have the Roti. We have the Roti here who can be problematic, but that's where all the stuns come in. We do have a single target reviver and a revive on death from Cardiel, so hopefully we won't get into too much trouble here. Now the Siphi could be problematic. She's stunned, which is great. She does have a block debuffs buff that can go out. That could be a problem because I don't have a removal. So I would like to keep her locked down. I'm just doing auto right now, not touching anything. I'm not changing the targeting. I'm not doing anything. I'm just seeing how this team does. And potentially, you know, they could do fine or they could fail miserably. I have no idea. Yeah, I think that Siphi's going to be a problem. Unless she gets stunned. There's the block debuffs. It's not a cleanse. I forgot. It's not a cleanse. It's just a block debuff. That's the same as the Duchess. It's weird to me because I have Cardiel. So every time I see a block debuff, I'm like, oh, it's a cleanse and a block debuff. But that's actually not true. Most people have one or the other, or they have them on different skills. So Pythion has both. Cardiel has both. I'm trying to think of who else has both. All right, so this is going okay. We've got enough here with these three to potentially keep pushing. And then Scylla the Drakes will revive Cardiel next time that comes around, as long as Artak doesn't die. If Artak dies, then I'm probably in trouble. That Hex should help a little bit. Whew. All right. Artak needs to keep doing work. We can't have him die, and Rotos is thinking about killing him. And there he goes. All right, quickly in chat, let me see. Let me see. I'm going to put up a poll. Let's see if this team. Floor 110. I'm going to put up a poll. Will this, if I just let this run, will this team clear this floor, or are they going to fail? Just out of curiosity. Just let me know what you think. Let's see what happens. We got some yeses, we got some nos. I got to say, I mean, with only a single target reviver, sometimes you can get in a little bit of trouble. But we're up to wave 3. We've made it to wave 3. So I think, you know, there's a chance. There's a chance. The third wave's always the toughest wave. And if Scylla the Drakes ever dies, forget about it. Then it's not happening. Oh, so here's the question. Did Skullcrown get a block revive from one of the Rotoses? He didn't get any kill. If we could have killed that Elagaius, that would have been really good. Some stuns there. So we're trying to do this with, it looks like we're trying to do this without Skullcrown. Could be tricky, but Artak is so, he's so good. He's so good. Getting all these passive heals. Frustrating. I think we're going to do it. There we go. There we go. Now we just got to make sure Gorgorab doesn't revive the whole team. There we go. We got it. All right, so quick, vote yes. Vote yes. Get your votes in right now. Get your votes in. One person said no. Shooter, was that you? Ian says, finished Doom Tower easy for the first time, managed to get to floor 4 on hard. Congrats, that's great. I think Doom Tower 111 hard will be one of the hardest for most people. You think 111 is hard because of the Siphies? Could be. I definitely think that there are some options here. So for instance, if I want to come back in here, I do think that I could potentially go, like, if you have Lydia is a great solution for a lot of these things. The new fusion could actually potentially be very valuable in these floors. One of the reasons why I'm actually pretty positive on the fusion is because he gets the revive. Like Like when the enemy revives, he uses his A2 over again, and his A2 strips buffs, is an AoE, and puts a weaken on. So if he has enough accuracy, he could potentially be very helpful in managing these floors in the high levels of Doom Tower Hard, where there are so many revivers. So yeah, this is the frustrating thing about this. Like this team, which is the third, they always show the third room, the third round. This doesn't include the Siphies, and Siphies or the Roti, and those are the hardest to actually deal with. But we were able to do it. Okay. So now let's look at floor 112. Okay, so again, we've got the anti-freeze champion. Saito can kind of be annoying, but he's not particularly difficult to deal with. So the question isn't, can I beat this team at the end? It's who's in front of it. So I'm going to stick with the same team. And again, you don't need Skullcrown here. It could just be somebody with an AoE A1 who's running a stun set. You could use Sinesha. You could use somebody like Anchorite. You could use anybody. You could use Banshee. You could use a rare. You want them fast, and that's about it. You know, survivability helps, but really, speed is more important. You just need to get as many of those attacks out as possible. You can use a counter attacker here instead of an ally attack. Counter attacks work really well with AoE A1s in stun sets. So if you had a Valkyrie, you could put Valkyrie on this team. Or Martyr would be really good. Martyr's excellent. So what's the problem here? Seeker's annoying. Seeker's going to give them lots of turns. So we need to stun those Seekers up. So if we can get that Hex out there, that would be good. Because then Seeker will petrify himself. But I guess it must be on cooldown. But nothing too worrisome in floor 112. Looks pretty good. Ken Chan says, here we go again, and I was ready to sleep. Jacob B says, bye-bye, have class. See you, Jacob. Thanks for saying hello. Sink says, thanks to y'all, I got my first Mithrala fragment on Hydra. Congratulations. That's awesome. Ian says, cheers, I get Syl in 30 days. Looking forward to pairing her with Duchess to kick ass in Arena. Yeah, that's a brutal combo. That is a really brutal combo. They're also good in PvE, by the way. They're both great in PvE, and they're both great in PvP. You must say that you thought that team would do worse, Shooter. This team is pretty stellar. Yeah, that floor went pretty quickly. I mean, when you think about it here, like, what do we have going on? Well, we have two healers, and it's both passive healers. Like, it's Cardiel who heals on his attack, but it's it's like, what do you call it? It's his A1, I guess. It's not a passive. Syl heals on her passive. So you get those two heals going off. They're both smaller heals, but decent. Cardiel joins in attacks, though, so he can do more than one per, like, rotation. Mithrala gives you the shield, the cleanse, the increased attack, the increased defense, the strengthen. Plus, she puts the Hex out there for the petrification, which works really well in combination with the stun sets. So you've got four ways, because you also have the stun AoE on Scylla. You have a ton of CC here. A ton of CC. And remember, Cardiel's ally attack also triggers the A1s, which can land the stun sets. So it's a nice combination of damage. Not a ton of damage, but decent damage from Skullcrown and Artak. With a lot of CC, decent survivability, and really good utility in that we've got two cleanses, a block debuffs, one reviver, one revive on death. And we've also got the HP burns. It's a crazy good team. I don't know if I want to just keep letting this team go, because, I mean, what happens is when I run this, I basically I start the auto climb, and when it fails, I swap out the team. So instead of running an auto climb and, swapping it out when it fails, we're just going to let it run and see if it fails. Now, Bad Alcazar could be problematic here. There is a decent amount of RNG inherent in this team because of the stun sets. One thing I sometimes do with, I don't know why I keep looking over there like Sun's over there, but he's not over there.
Got him.
One of the things I do with this team frequently, or like in Doom Tower, is I'll throw in a Seeker, like a fast Seeker or a fast Deacon Armstrong, or somebody to give some extra turn meter control and fill to like speed up my team so I get to a 2-to-1 ratio. Because at the upper floors of Doom Tower, these waves run so fast that you're barely, I mean, if I'm running everybody at 260, I'm barely faster than they are. So unless I'm running tons of CC, they're going to get turns, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to run tons of CC so they don't get turns. But even still, you can see they will get turns. Here they petrify themselves because the hex was out. So that's why I have so much CC. But you could also run with speed and speed control and turn meter control. So another version of this team that I might run would be bring in like a Seeker to get me extra turns, or maybe an Arbiter to get me extra turns and have a revive, and then bring Vizix. Vizix gives me the AoE slow, gives me turn meter control. I might bring in Allure as well, so I get a lot of turns and I turn meter control. And that's another way to CC the enemy. Is like the whole purpose of freezes and stuns is to prevent them from taking turns. Well, that's exactly what turn meter control does. You get them an AoE slow, you get them some turn meter reduction, you boost up your turn meter, and you have the same effect, right? The problem with that strategy, I shouldn't say the problem. The difference with that strategy from this one is that stun sets don't require accuracy. So you have that kind of advantage built into the stun set. With all of those champions, you need the accuracy to land, and the accuracy requirements at the top of Doom Tower get really high. They get kind of crazy high. In fact, I think it's the highest accuracy requirements in the game at the top of Doom Tower. I think it's even higher than Nightmare Hydra, but I'm not 100% sure. I know it's higher than Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. But I'm pretty sure the highest accuracy requirements in the game are here at the top of Doom Tower. Or at least it seems that way to me, because I don't have any trouble in any of the other content in terms of landing my debuffs. But sometimes here at the top of the Doom Tower, I do have trouble. All right, so we're cruising. Let's go to the next one. All right, now we've got double Gorgorabs. Urast is always a really interesting champion. I want to build mine out. I don't need him, but he's a very good free champion. So let's try this floor. Bryce says, hey, I actually made a stream. Welcome, Bryce. Good to see you. All right. Fade says, hey, Colred, just wanted to pop in and say, as a new player to raid, your videos have been extremely helpful. Thanks for all of the great content. Well, Fade, thanks for the comment, and thanks for watching the videos. I'm glad they've been helpful to you. And yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Smash that like button. Shooter says, it's not the fact that they get through at all, it's that it's fairly quickly. Yeah, I don't often worry about time that much. But what I did notice is that I was clearing before I got my RTAC, and then I got my RTAC and everything sped up. RTAC does work at the top of Doom Tower for me. He just makes everything faster. Because previously I was using another AoE champion. I'm trying to remember which one I was using. I don't think I was using Sinesha on this account because I think she's only 5 stars on my account. I don't remember who it was. I'll have to go look at my roster. I might have been using Ninja, actually. I might have been using Ninja. And RTAC is a lot faster than Ninja. I'm pretty sure I was using Ninja. The Drummer Freak 79 says, howdy, struggling to beat the Griffin on stage 90 normal. Pretty new player, but I pulled some good tunes, but can't seem to do enough damage to the boss before 10 stacks. Any general tips? Yeah, I have a few tips. Watch out for the buff and debuff rotation with the Griffin, right? Like he strips your buffs and he also cleanses his own debuffs and puts them on you. So if you can time your buffs and debuffs properly, and you have to do that probably by manualing, that will help you potentially avoid taking more damage or creating more stacks. That's the primary tip that I would give as a general tip, is be very conscious of who you bring in, the cooldowns that they have in terms of buffs and debuffs, and then use those buffs and debuffs at the right moment. Any buff extension or debuff extension can get you in trouble. So if you have masteries that extend the buffs or debuffs, that can be a problem. You might want to remove the champion that has those masteries, or just not bring, like if you don't have the masteries yet, don't put them on the champion yet. Yeah, that's about it. You can use debuffs and you can use buffs. You just have to cycle them properly so that you don't take the extra damage. You could potentially also, I think that's the one where you can cheese it with Paragon if you have enough resist, right? Because I think can you resist the removal on? Let me go look. Use the sun method and get good. 300 energy. That's a lot of energy. It's going to be useful in my fusion. All right. This was actually my best time yet on this floor. Look at that. 317, 76 turns. Not bad. All right, let's go ahead and let's just look at the floors for a second. So I want to check out Griffin, because I think you can resist the steal, but I'm not 100% sure. Removes all buffs from enemies. No, the buff removal cannot be resisted. Okay. So you can't Paragon cheese this. Yeah. Yeah, he can be tricky. Sometimes you just run out of stats. I am stuck on the same floor you are stuck on. So I think you said floor 90 of Doom Tower normal. It's the third Griffin, right? Yeah, it's floor 90. So on my Noob versus Pro account, this is my ceiling. I haven't been able to get past this. I've been able to get close. I've been able to get him down to about 10 or 15%, which makes me feel like maybe I could, like if I spent a day really working at it, I could maybe get through being creative. But I spent an hour or two and I couldn't quite get it done. So I just stepped away for a week to see, maybe I'd get some gear, maybe I'd improve somewhere else and get some power, and that would put me over the top. But I haven't actually gone back and tried again. So, sometimes you max out and you just have to wait for better gear or a better champion. Sometimes that happens. All right. So I'm going to start a new poll for a second because we're crushing. We're just cruising. So the question is, will this God tier team just make it to the boss? Will I not have to change this team at all? Now, we're talking about two of the strongest champions in the entire game in terms of Cardiel and Mithrala. We're also talking about God tier champions in terms of Artak and Silva Drake. So these are fantastic champions. Skullcrown is also a very good champion, not like a top 50 champion in the game or anything, but I'd say arguably we have 4 of the top, say, 30 legendaries in the game. That might be a reasonable claim. So it's not just the power of the champions that matters. It is, in fact, the composition that matters, the builds that matter, the speeds, the resistances, the accuracy, all of those things. But so, yeah, I'm going to put up a new poll here. And let's just see, will this team clear all the way to the boss? That's what I want to know. Let's do that. Well, Let's start that poll right now. Now we got a few more viewers. Maybe we'll get a better response rate here. Shooter still prefers his Seer. That's good. Yeah, I haven't really tried Seer in a while here. And we did do the rebuild on Seer, so I could pop Seer in just to mess around. Have you and Son decided on the new fashion with noob versus pro? I'm not sure what you mean there. The new fashion?
I believe they meant like maybe like like the new tagline as I'm becoming less noob.
No, I haven't decided yet. We haven't decided yet.
Wow, just took it all in your own hands, huh? Let's see how it is.
Noobs
don't get a word around here. Is that what you're trying to say? Trying to keep my people down, Cole?
I gotta give respect and space and all that to my editor, because he's the guy that makes me look so good every day. So
hey, all right, you earned yourself back in the good graces.
I'm not gonna take the bait there. No. All right. Let's see. So people are saying yes now. Now we're getting more yeses. All right. 2-1 people are saying yes versus no. I've only got 6 votes. I want to get more votes than that. Let's see. We've got 35 people in the stream right now. Let's get at least 20 responses here. Let's see if we can get 20 responses. Will this team just be able to clear just full auto? Oh, I should have said full auto all the way up. Maybe I could manual it. Maybe that's fine. Maybe if I have to manual one floor or something, can I get through here? We'll have to see. All right, Jay says, sets typically have 18% chance to land. Yes, that is true. You can get an extra 5% by going down the defense tree and picking up the name of that mastery that I can't seem to recall at the moment, but you can get an extra 5%. I don't have the extra 5% on either of these champions because I haven't gone down the defensive tree with either of these champions. Bryce asks, going for the fusion. I am going for the fusion on my main account, yes. I think he's going to be very interesting in live arena. And so I could use a Pythion counter and like just a reviver counter. Like the one real counter I have is Lydia, and she always gets banned. If somebody creates a reviver team where they're bringing 2 or more revivers and I bring in a Lydia, they just ban Lydia. Which is like, it's powerful because it allows me to know that I'm getting my other 4 champions through. But it's also, I don't have a second counter. So now if I put Lydia and what's his name, Ugir, on the same team, I have a counter that they can't ban. So. Drummer says, might not have enough gear yet. He kills my Cold Heart Septimus too quick, even with Pythion. I'll try next rotation. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, you've got good champions there. You've got Septimus and Cold Heart. That's going to do a lot of damage. You should be able to get through relatively like quickly. Like it shouldn't be too many turns with those 2 champions. Something you could consider maybe is a cooldown reduction champion to try to get Cold Heart and Septimus's big nukes back around faster. That could work. Also, not that you want to rebuild the champions, but like lifesteal gear might work, and then you could get rid of your Pythion and bring in another damage dealer. Hey, look at our Nightbot. If you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We have to change that to smash that like button.
Consider it done.
No, more 2 wave to come, so the team will make it. Yeah, I guess I've already made it past the more 2 waves, right? Ivan says, I finally got my unkillable clan boss to work, but I'm doing about 25 million using a level 40 and a level 50. Yeah, you'll get more once you get them up and get their masteries. Early game lifesteal gear is good. Yes, it is. It's actually pretty good for a long time. I think sometimes lifesteal gear gets a bad rap. I do think that on specific champions who are taking on specific tasks, it's actually phenomenally powerful to have a champion who can just hit hard and sustain themselves through the damage they do. That's why Leech is so powerful, right? I mean, we think about Leech, we're like, oh, you want to get a Leech out there like on the clan boss, and then you can just heal yourself up because you land a War Master proc. And it's like, well, you can also do that with a big nuke and lifesteal. I think I ran a Cold Heart in lifesteal for a really long time. And she hit harder once I got her into Savage Set or whatever I got her into. But she did the job for a really long time because she was hard to kill. All right, we seem to be doing just fine here. Cruising through the Siffy waves, which is nice because Siffy's always a pain for me. It's funny, I don't know if I've used this exact iteration of this team in previous rotations, because like I said, I rebuild it every time. So I do know that I have had a similar team with Ninja, but it's possible I didn't throw Mithrala in the team. She's like the most defensive of these champions. I mean, Syl is fairly defensive as well, but usually Syl is just there to like facilitate, like with stuns and slows on the targets and stuff. So I've probably run this with like maybe White Dryad Naya or something who's got an AoE slow, or maybe I've run it with a third damage dealer, maybe somebody else in a stun set. I used to have a third champion in a stun set. Let me just look at my champions real quickly. Who did I have in a stun set that I was running here? Wasn't Uko, but I've run Uko before for the AoE A1 decrease attack. I've run Ragash here for the stun. I've run Nishak Verminlord to try to blow up waves. I've run Vizix for the AoE slow, and I've run Helikath for the unkillable. I've run all of these champions at the top of, and then I've run Shiramani for the AoE freeze. I've even run Walking Tomb Drang before up here. I have run Padma a couple of times, although she doesn't do great. I do run Ursula every once in a while. And I have run Royal Guard up there. I also run Allure and, obviously Seeker. I have tried Cold Heart because she's got crazy accuracy at 491. And sometimes she does okay. Depends kind of on what I've got going on. But yeah, this might be, I don't see where my other stun set is. Oh, you know where my stun set is? I think it's Elhain. I think it was Elhain I was running. It was my third stun set. Yeah. So I might have been running Elhain, which is just like for another stun set, not for anything else. Let's get these ticking away. We've got champion training going on, which I'm sure Sun is doing right now on his main account.
Nothing but.
All right, let's get back in there to Doom Tower. So yeah, this group feels really nice. Go ahead and just start the auto climb, see if they take us all the way up. So it's still 31% saying no, this team isn't going to make it all the way to the top. Remember, they don't have to kill the final boss. They just have to get to him. We're still looking at 13 votes here. So we haven't even gotten half of the people in the channel to vote. Come on, let's get this. I want to see this. I want to see this vote go. I want to get 30 people voting here. Let's see how we do. Mark says, thanks for the advice. Just cleared floor 114. Well, congrats on clearing floor 114. Whose advice did you take, by the way? And what advice was it? Because I don't I don't recall. Yeah, so one of the things about this is that it feels like Skullcrown dies a lot. And you know, even through her unkillable. Now everybody else is tanky. She's not tanky. Right? Like she smacks and then she has her unkillable and then she dies. So potentially if I could bring in another tanky damage dealer here, that might be even better. Like I could bring in Ragash or I could bring in Newt. Newt could be really good here. I lose the extra stun set, but Ragash has a stun. He also has a strengthen for the team, although we already have strengthen from Mithrala. I prefer the AoE A1. I prefer the stun set. I don't think I have anybody. I mean, unless I was going to rebuild like Mighty Yuko, I don't have anybody tanky who has an A1 AoE. Oh, they got their block debuffs up, and I don't have a cleanse. I could bring in a buff strip champion. So I do bring Sethalia, actually. Sethalia is my buff strip champion of choice at this level of Doom Tower. She's got like 500 accuracy on her. But the new guy, the fusion, could replace her. They're different affinities. I also have Wukong building. So I intend to build him for live arena. And so he's going to need a high degree of accuracy. And so he could also come in here, and he is spirit affinity. So on this floor, he wouldn't be great, but it'd be okay. All right, this is getting a little dicey. What we need to do is we need to get... there's the cleanse again. We need to get one of these cleansers or these block debuffs guys down, and I don't know that we're going to do it. It's going to be interesting. Might be able to do it. I mean, we were very tanky, right? We're very tanky, and they don't have a ton of damage. So if I can start to kill some of these champions... I forget this guy's name, but he does have a revive, I think, doesn't he? Let me go find it. It's not Coronar, it's the other guy. Oh, my internet is slow right now. Hacorn Smash Lord. Hacorn? I don't know. Hacorn Smash Lord. So he has no revive. So it looks like we'll whittle them away, and then we don't have to worry about them coming back. And because Scylla the Drakes just doesn't die, it really doesn't matter who they kill. They don't have a block revive. Eventually she'll bring them back. This is why I love Scylla the Drakes. Just make her super tanky. Make her super tanky and decently fast. I think, what did I say? I was running her at 220. I'd love to run her at like 240 and get her maybe another K defense and another like 5 or 8 K HP, which I think I could do without losing her accuracy. Potentially, I could increase her accuracy by like 80 or something and not get all those other stats. Because I do think her accuracy isn't high enough for the top of Doom Tower. Let me actually go look here. I'm going to look on hellhades.com for the raid stages tool, and I'm going to see what the accuracy requirement is for the floor that we're currently on. Doom Tower, I forget which rotation is this. Is this rotation 2? I think it's rotation 2, right? I know it's not rotation 3 because rotation 3 is Bommel.
And wouldn't this have to be rotation 1? Because Baumel was the last one.
No, Baumel was 2 ago. Right? Because the last one was...
No, the Baumel was the last one. That's the first one I did.
Right. And how many days are we in? 80-something.
Yeah.
So we've completed 2. We're in our 3rd rotation. Right? A Doom Tower lasts about 28 days, 29 days, I think. So we're in our 3rd Doom Tower. And the first one, the one when we started our accounts and we got into it for the first time, that was Baumel. So Dark Fae was the second one. I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is not lining up for me. Let's see. So it's saying that the final boss in rotation 1 is Sorath. That's the Frost Spider. And the first boss was Koldath. Okay. And then rotation 2, the final boss is... Yeah, we're in rotation 2. Because the final boss is Aragoth the Elder Dragon. And so the next one is Baumel again. And that's going to be Dark Fae. Yeah. That makes sense.
I've been playing that much Raid. I don't remember an entire rotation of Doom Tower.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't.
Holy snap.
Well, the thing is, the first rotation, we didn't do anything because we hit Baumel and we couldn't solve Baumel. So we literally did nothing. So you don't remember that as like a thing because you're like, there was no thing. We got 9 floors and nothing. And then the second rotation was the one where the Magma Dragon is the first boss, and that's really easy to beat. And we were able to get up through... I think remember the Frost Spider is the boss where you have to have an HP burn or a block revive, right? So that was our second rotation. This is our third rotation, and it's only got a few days left, and then we'll be back into our first rotation, which is, rotation number 3. So we'll have made a full cycle now. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this team is cruising. It's not having much trouble. So I'll have to write this one down because I'm going to forget for the next rotation. Now, the floors are different in each rotation. So potentially the next rotation, I might not be able to use this team. There might be something that I can't handle with this team. And in fact, that's part of the fun for me. Like if there was just one team that could handle every single floor, that would be annoying. Uh-oh. Well, we just got beat. We got beat badly. All right. Let's stop multi-battle. All right. End current battle. So I'm going to give this a manual try now. Now, I don't really know every champion perfectly. This is Xavier, right? I'm getting hit pretty hard there. But we've got 3 stuns. See if we can land a weaken. We don't land weakens. I'm going to hold the stun here for a second, get the slows out instead. All right. That's actually pretty good. Now we throw the stuns out. See if we land any of those. We did land some. Got a lucky stun there. Let's get some stuns. That helps. Okay. That counterattack from Skullcrown is nice. All right, so we should be able to A1 cycle here. And hopefully still get our health back. It would have been nice to get a stun there. Go ahead and do this. I can do this. That's fine. There we go. All right. There is, like I said, there's a decent amount of RNG here with this because of the stun sets. Wow. No luck there with the stun sets. We got to stop some of them. That's what I was afraid of. We had to stun more on that second rotation. We only got one out there initially. Everybody else got petrified. So, I mean, the chances of us doing it right now are pretty low, but I'll keep trying just to see. Let's see if we can get... Who should we get up here? Should we get Cardiel or Artak? Get up Cardiel. All right. Stuns are good. X's are good. That's what I wanted. I wanted that block debuffs and revive on death. Damn it. I was hoping she would die. Gonna lose his revive on death. So let's go ahead and do this. Maybe we can get him to survive through this. Now we can get Artak up. There we go. Get that up again. Not too shabby. I think we're back in business. I actually want to take a few more turns so I could potentially get up Skullcrown as well, so I can enter the final stage with all three or all 5 champions. That stun helped. Yay for stun sets. All right, we're looking good. Just need to make one more cycle. get a friendly stun, that would be nice. No, that was enough poisons to kill him. All right, so we've got an Arbiter here. That's a little tricky. We got a big shield, too, from Frisk. Those stuns were nice, but I have to worry about the Krisk, so I do have to put out the Hex, I think. And let's get the anti-provoke up. Oh, wow. Wow, talk about damage there. Okay, that was severe. We got chewed up. I think we have to kill Arbiter first, actually. Enithway is a problem, too. Actually, everybody's a problem. Killian's a problem, too. There aren't any freebies on this board. Nice triple stun there. Got another stun from Artak. The Hex is great because it also spreads the damage, so the single target damage abilities become stronger. Can I not revive? Oh, I can't revive Skullcrown. Enithway must have killed her with a block revive skill. I think it's Enithway who does that. But we might still have enough to get through anyway. We just have to kill that Arbiter. There we go. That should do it. I'm loving this team right now. I almost feel like it's just the four of them. Skullcrown is like the epic that's hanging out with all the god tier legendaries being like, come on guys, let me go with you to Doom Tower. It's like, you know, that kid in the movie who always wants to tag along, always gets the rest of the team in trouble. That's what we've got going on right now. Did I call her Doom Priest again? No, Skullcrown. I always confuse those two. Skullcrown. All right. So let's turn the auto back on. This could be problematic. Enithway is always, yeah, it's Enithway. Enithway has a block revive somewhere. Enemies killed by this champion cannot be revived. So he can be problematic. He can definitely be problematic. But let's go ahead and just start that auto climb again. So I think we're still on. We're still on. Technically, this team has still got a chance to do it, although the votes have started to go in the no column. I can see that happening. People want me to switch I'm not switching anything. Premier Craft, welcome. Tonk, welcome. Good to see you. Mr. Fudan is here. Excellent. Denise Peregrina. Hi, everyone. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. Mayhem Monkey is in the house. Wow, this video is cool because on my main account, I am on the second boss on Hard Doom Tower and I am stuck. Yeah, Doom Tower Hard is significantly harder than Doom Tower Normal. It's a much different deal. Wizard says Eternal Dragon. That is the top boss, yeah. Dark Fae was not the last one. Dark Fae was 2 ago. So Dark Fae will be next. Spider Tournament complete, says Exile. How bad is the summon rush going to be? That's the question. We don't know. But you do need every point. So typically it takes 6 sacreds, maybe 6 sacreds and a few mystery shards. But we'll see. For this fusion, you cannot miss a single event. You can't. You have beat this rotation, but currently you're stuck on 106 hard. Yeah. Again, it's, you know, once you get up to these top floors, I think manualing, switching out champions, thinking about builds, all those things, the speeds, you have to speed tune for some of these floors. You have to think about all that. I've been lucky enough so far today that I've plugged in one team and they're running the table so far. I don't know that they'll go all the way, but they certainly have a shot. They could. Do it live on a Thursday. That's right. Does a 25 times 25 really change anything? The last video that I saw about the times 10 being useless stated that it needed to be at least times 30 to make it worth pulling. That's depends. If it's a times 10 for a void legendary and you're a spender and you're going to pull, say, 300 shards or 400 shards or 500 shards, then it's absolutely valuable. It's super valuable. If you're a Kraken or a whale, the progression is incredibly valuable. Because all of those shards that you're pulling, past your first two hits are now at times 25 instead of times 10. That's a huge improvement over where they were. For free-to-play players, I don't know that it matters except on ancient shards. So if you happen to be like me, where sometimes you collect, say, 180 ancient shards for an event, and then, potentially you're going after one champion. Like if I were to pull for a Duchess, I'd be pulling it a 15 times instead of a 10 times, which is great. And then potentially I could be hitting and pulling it at 20 times, which is just way better than not. I don't know that I'm still going to do it because I'd rather pull during a 2 times event in most cases. And usually for ancient shards, I just save them for fusions or guaranteed champions anyway. So we'll have to see. All right. So we cleared that floor. Hey. All right. We did it. We cleared all 10 floors or 9 floors. We cleared all 9 floors, 111 through 119. Same team. We did have to manual 1 floor. Was it 1 floor we had to manual? And now here we are at the final boss. So for all of you naysayers, the 38% of you who said it wasn't going to work, sorry to tell you that it worked just fine. But, you never know. There were definitely moments there where I wasn't sure if it was going to work. And to be fair, like with the RNG involved, it may at some time, like we may have gotten through a floor more easily than we typically would because the RNG rolled in our favor and we don't even know. So it's not unreasonable to think that it wasn't going to work, but it did work. So ha ha ha. We did it. We did it. All right. 29 votes. Yeah. All right. So now let's check out the final boss. Now, I'll be honest. This is the boss I probably know the least. I don't pay attention to this boss. I never have. I'm just going to, this apparently is the last team that I ran for this boss. I'm just going to auto it and see if it works. I don't know if this is a good team for this boss. I haven't done a video on this boss recently, so I'm sure that I could go back in and create a better team if I had to, but it looks like a lot of heals. It looks like we've got 3 sources of heals. We don't really have a lot of damage. Like Mithrala is probably going to do the bulk of the damage with her poisons against the boss. Ragash here is a defensive lead, so maybe we're going to take a lot of damage. It looks like somebody's in a bolster set. Who the heck is in a bolster set? It must be my Vogoth must be in a bolster set. Because I'm pretty sure my Doom Priest is not in a bolster set. But I'm not 100% sure about that. So we'll see who gets the regen. My guess would be it's Vogoth. Now, I do remember the team. I don't remember the team. I do remember the fight a little bit. Like, one of the things that you have to do is you have to handle the minions. And I think you really have to kill the priest guy. But you're best off if you kill 2 out of the 3. If you kill all 3, I think that's good too. But you always have to kill that guy first, I think. And I think the AI is set up to do that. So we'll just see if this full autos all the way through. Let's put up another poll. Let's put up another poll. I'm having fun with the polls today. Are we going to one-shot the boss? All right, let's start that poll. I mean, you've already seen a little bit of the fight, so you have some information. So are we going to one-shot the Eternal Dragon? That's the question, and I'm not sure the answer. I guess that Doom Priest is probably here to prevent that skill lockout, right? Because if Mithrala is locked out, she can't cleanse, and if it's something that can't be resisted, then her resistance doesn't matter, even though her resistance is like 700. So I'm assuming that's why Doom Priest is here. And we are taking a ton of damage. So that's why Vogoth is here. And Cardiel's here just because he's a god. I don't know why he's here, actually. I don't know if he's here for the block debuffs or if he's just here for extra heals or if he's here for the fact that I put him on every team and I never remove him. So, I mean, he feels pretty good. Yeah, that cleanse removes... So the lockout was resisted that time. I don't know if those were 3% resists or if those were like legitimate resists. They didn't land on 2 of the champions, so let's see how the poll is doing. What are we doing? We got about the same percentage. It's about 64-36. Are we going to one-shot the Eternal Dragon? Honk says, I finished the spiders already too, but I'm not going for the fusion. Prophet says it's going to be double the normal points. We shall see. The real techniques. Evening, everyone. How goes it? It goes well. We're crushing Doom Tower right now. We are cruising. Mr. Fudan says I'm a Colred believer. Oh boy. Well, I tell you what, it's looking good, Mr. Fudan. Bryce says, I voted no to give you that prove them wrong motivation. Thank you, Bryce. That's exactly what I need. I need doubters. I need haters. No, I don't. I'm always motivated. It is fun. It is fun when you're in a friendly environment and you're talking trash with your friends and then one of you wins and backs up the trash talk. It's like that's fun. But when it's serious, I don't get down for that. No. All right. So, I mean, there were a couple of times we came sort of close to dying here. It's a lot of damage. It is a lot of damage because this is a tanky team. Like the fact that Cardiel has almost died is kind of impressive because he's fairly tanky. He does have 100% crit rate because he does some decent damage. He gets a lot of attacks out. But, so I could build him tankier. That's just to say he's not at max tankiness. But he is still pretty tanky. And he's got strengthens and shields and perfect veils and stuff. Maybe that's why Ragash is here. Just to help mitigate the damage with the extra strengthen and the veil. Because, he's got the AoE stun, so he helps with the minions. He doesn't do a lot of damage. He's not built for damage. My Ragash is actually built about 50-50. He doesn't have 100% crit rate. There's the one shot on the boss. Sacred Shard. So we didn't one shot every floor. We had to do one floor twice. But we had the one team make it all the way up. And good news is here, apparently the team that I built during the last rotation or the rotation before that is a full auto team. And it worked out quite well. So yeah, let me show you my champions a little bit here just because we haven't gone over these guys. So let's look at my Ragash. So my Ragash is in Relentless set. And I like him that way. He does work for me in Live Arena. He's one of my Live Arena nukers, but you can see his crit rate's only 39%. So I think I have him. Yeah, I have him in HP gauntlets. I don't know why I built him this way originally. I don't remember what the thinking was. But potentially I could get him into crit rate gauntlets, I guess. He'd be less survivable, but he'd do a lot more damage. His accuracy is pretty high at 423. So he lands his stuns, and that's what I built him for, to get that stun out as often as possible on the A2. The A2 is on a 3-turn cooldown, but with the Relentless, you can sometimes get it down to a 2-turn cooldown. His A1 does hit decently hard, and it does place an increased defense on him, which makes him more survivable. The A3 is very nice, just all around. Strengthen, increased speed on all allies, and perfect veil. I wish it was an attack. I do wish it was an attack. And then he places a perfect veil buff on an ally with the highest attack. And then inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose defense is lower than this champion's defense. So you want his defense very high. And his defense is what? 4K. So I could definitely improve that. I got him out of the Relentless set. I've thought about that before. I could get him out of the Relentless set, get him a little bit faster. He's at 200. I could get him up to like 220, 230. Probably get him some more defense and 100% crit rate. But I just like having that stun. And he's my only 100% AoE stun champion. My second best stun champion is Scylla the Drakes, and hers is what? It's 35% on each hit. So that's like a 60%, something like that, close to maybe 65%. Gotta keep these red dots going. All right, there's another one. Mystery shards. Yes, thank you. All right, and then let's see. Who else do we have? Who was new to that team? It was Skullcrown. Doom Priest. It was Doom Priest, not Skullcrown. Here she is. So she's got an immortal set, 3.6 thousand defense. It looks like 68,000 HP. Not like you don't care about resistance or accuracy on her. You don't care about damage on her. 213 speed. I speed tuned her recently for a 1-to-1 team for that video that I made. Then I didn't use her, I don't think. But she's she's speed tuned for a clan boss team. And then Vogoth. Vogoth was my last champion. Vogoth is wearing the bolster set. Looking at about 85,000, 85 or 86,000 HP here. Decent defense at 2,600, but could definitely be higher. Like I would love that over 3K, like 3,500 would be great. High accuracy, I'm assuming to land provokes, the AoE provoke. I think I rebuilt Vogoth recently for Hydra Clan Boss, and I wanted that accuracy, and I'm just realizing now that I don't have this champion book. So getting that provoke down to a 3-turn provoke would be highly valuable. But anyway, decently built Vogoth. Slow. Very slow. Maybe I didn't build this Vogoth. Maybe I built the other one. I have two. 163 speed is too slow. Must be HP based boot. Yeah, and they're not even glyphed, or that boot's not glyphed, so I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I was messing around with Vogoth. I don't remember. I've got Island coming up. All the masteries, all the scrolls there. Can't wait. Can't wait. I got a second Inquisitor Shamil coming up. Almost done with the masteries there. That's going to be so good. Having two of those is just key. All right, sorry. I got distracted. Let's get back into Doom Tower. All right, so now we're talking about secret rooms. We were able to get through the boss, and now we're going to start messing around with some secret rooms. So let's look at secret room 12 here. I don't know if I can clear these secret rooms. I can't clear all of them in hard mode. I don't even know all of them in hard mode. I can clear all of the normal mode ones, I think, on my main account. But this is rare magic champions only. So this doesn't look promising. I have a few days if I want to build another champion. I could definitely get my Diabolus to 6 stars. She would be worth the 6 stars. Obviously, getting Kale to 6 stars would be good. Also, Petrifia would be an interesting 6-star. I don't know that I would necessarily... I mean, I could do Banshee because of the AoE A1. But let's see if we have enough here. I would probably do something like that. And then who's the 5th champion? I guess I'll bring in Gaelic here because he does have a 5-star blessing. And so we'll see. I don't expect to get through this room. But let's go ahead and see what happens. I do have 1 stun set on Elhain. Landed 1 stun. I don't think I have a stun set on Gaelic. Also, he's not going to hit that hard at 5 stars. Got 2 stuns. Yeah, we're not going to get through that. That's okay.
Get good.
Listen, when you get to Doom Tower hard, you can start talking to me about that, all right?
Look, buddy, I am in Doom Tower hard.
Yeah, floor 4, is that where you are?
Yeah. Like floor 4 or 5. But not to, I don't think you've gotten out of Doom Tower normal yet on your new Versus Pro account, so.
No, I haven't.
Really, who should be talking? The noob has become the pro.
I should be talking. The whole channel is called Colred Plays. People are here to hear me talk.
I'm the Colred behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The one with all the hair.
Yeah. I mean, so if I were looking at this, I'm like, who would I build moving forward to try to get this to work? I could definitely use a stun champion like Banshee. I could put Banshee in a stun set. She has an AoE A1, so she'll just get those out. I could use, I've got some speed increase here. I've got the Apothecaries. I probably don't need more of that between Apothecary and Diabolist. Having another damage dealer wouldn't be bad, but I don't really need more damage. What I need is tankiness. I need somebody to bring something. It's rare magic champions. It's not attack-based champions, and I don't have anybody defensive, here who would really help me. So I'm just looking for if there's anybody here that I think, okay, like a reviver wouldn't be bad. But yeah, nobody's jumping out at me as like hugely helpful. There are some okay champions. There are definitely some okay champions here that have options. Because you could go with like Candle Guard, or you could go with Castigator, or what's her name? Life Drinker, or whatever her name is. There's some decent champions there. Oh, Kate could work. Executioner. Even a Veer could be decent. So we have some options, but I'm not sure. Like, the other thing I could just do is maybe build like a second Diabolist and put that champion in a stun set. Get more speed turn, get more A1s with stun sets. So anyway, this one's not solvable for me right now. Let's drop down and we'll just see which ones are solved. The ones that I have left, honestly, are all tricky. What's going on? What is going on right now? Something is lagging. All right, it's probably a graphical glitch again. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. There we go. All right, let me get this going again. I don't know what it is. If anybody knows about, like, why would my monitor mess up my... When I have to turn off my monitor to get my stuff working again, because I have 2 monitors. But all right, so this one is... probably beyond me as well. Epic champions from the Knights Revenant faction only. So realistically, you would use here. This is a faction crypt team. epic champions from the Knights Revenant faction only. You're using basically a faction crypts team, except you can't use, rares or legendaries, but that's basically it. So typically for faction crypts, I would probably run something like I'd run I don't know, maybe like that or like that, and that's not bad, but it's 350s. And, I've got a Reviver. Rector Drath is very strong. I've got an AoE stun here. I've got a cleanse. I've got some heals, and I've got, I got 3 healers. But the question is, do I have enough damage for this team to go through? And also, would it be better instead of running the speed? Could I run anybody else? Nope. That's the only aura I have that would work. So let's see. So we do have a stun set. Let's just auto this and see how it does. We have an increased attack, which is going to help. We do have a Ooh. Oh, that was rough. She got dropped. We do have some stun. Now, I think if we get lucky with the Skull Crown's stun set, we can get through this. I think we have enough CC here. And this is one of the things with the secret rooms that you want to do. It's like CC it up, especially any secret room where you don't have a lot of 60s or you don't have a ton of like tankiness and survivability and whatever. You want to bring in stun set. It's always good to have a Reviver. You can build these teams just like you would build a faction crypt team. If Rector Drath was 6 stars, I wouldn't worry about this at all. I would say we'd cruise because she's a lot like Scylla the Drakes, right? She gives heals. She has a single target revive. She's tanky and hard to kill. She doesn't have an AoE stun or an AoE slow. She has a decreased attack on her A1, but she does give additional mitigations with the Perfect Veil. So she performs that role really well. It's a very similar role to Scylla the Drakes, just being like kind of the heartbeat of your team and keeping you going. Unfortunately, because she's level 50, if she dies, the team dies. So right now we're in trouble because we don't have any more damage dealers. We've got to, yeah, that was good. We can get some stuns here. We got 1. Now, Rector Drath is decently tanky for 5 stars. I think she's also got like a 3 or 4 star blessing. I don't know what blessing she has on her. I honestly don't know if I've picked a blessing. It's probably Miracle Heal if I've put a blessing on her. We've got a chance here. We've got a chance. And then we get nuked by their Skull Crown, and it looks like it's going poorly. If Rector Drath dies, it's over. Ah! That makes me angry. I don't think these 3 can do it. I don't think these 2 can do it. I don't think Doom Priest can do it by herself. She's like, you will not take me down. That's a tough Doom Priest, though. I like it. I like it. All right, let's take a look at these champions. Rector Drath has a 5-star blessing. Okay, so realistically, who am I going to mess with? It'd be Rector Drath, Sinesha, and Miscreated Monster. So Rector Drath should be fully booked. She doesn't have her. It's 4-star blessing. She doesn't have a blessing chosen. It would be Miracle Heal, though. I've got to assume it would be Miracle Heal. What else would you ever put on her? Iron Will? That's the only one I can think of. But this would get me another 4,000 HP and 40 resistance, which is not bad. So let's go ahead and choose that for now. I mean, that's the one you use in Hydra Clan Boss anyway. And then let's look at her. Her masteries aren't complete, but they're okay. And then let's see about her gear. She's running at 216. Not fully glyphed. You could get her a little bit more HP. Ooh, resistance there. That's nice. Get her a little bit more defense. Let's throw some HP on this. Let's throw some glyphs on this. The accuracy actually does play. That decreased attack matters. And then I guess we'll glyph this one. The attack matters less, but I have a ton of glyphs, so use them up. All right, so we got our few more stats there. I mean, I could also upgrade this one, I guess. Resistance would be good. Accuracy is fine. All right, so she'll be a little bit tankier. And if she doesn't die, I think we get through. But maybe I'll just go all in on Rector Draft. Let's just do this. All right, and then we'll take a look at Sinesha briefly. I don't think Sinesha matters that much. But if we could get a little bit more out of her, that wouldn't be a bad thing. So she is in a stun set. So we've got those 2 stun sets. She's not fully glyphed. It's 90% crit rate. Got her in crit rate gloves. What do I got? Speed boots. Got a decent amount of attack, I guess. I guess let's throw some glyphs on her, I guess. I mean, I don't know that I want to level up all her stuff. We've got artifact enhancement coming up, and I don't want to burn through all my silver. But if she can hit a little bit harder, that could potentially be good. Could survive a little bit more, that would potentially be good. That's going to make my faction crypts clear faster anyway. Got her in crit damage amulet. All right, whatever. She doesn't matter that much. It's just if Rector Drath lives, we live. Okay. Let's go back. I think we could potentially clear this. I might manual it if it gets wonky. So, oh, I didn't look at I didn't look at this guy. Now he should be fully booked out. He is, but he doesn't have all his masteries or his artifacts. He's in a shield set. Ugh. I don't like his build at all. I don't really like his build very much at all. It's okay. I mean, 43,000 HP. His speed is okay at, what's it at? Is it 224? That's not bad, actually. I guess it's not that bad. Accuracy is 251. All right, let's get a little bit of extra survivability on him too. No, we're not taking 1%. There you go, 4%, much better. A little bit more accuracy to land that stun. $56. Come on. There you go. I'm rolling the minimums. All right, so those are some small tweaks. We could definitely put more into Miscreated Monster. And I think I want to run him up to 6 stars. I mean, I've been trying to run him up to 6 stars for like 2 years, and it just doesn't happen because I've always got somebody else to run up. But I'm getting to the point where like it's really the legendary tomes that are the issue. So running up legendaries doesn't make much sense, and I have tons of 5-star chickens and stuff, so I can start running up like rares and epics, and he's already booked. So I could definitely run him up. I could definitely run up Rector Drath as well. And here it is. Okay, so let's try this again. All right. So here we go. New poll. Will this team make it through? Oh, we already we ended the poll on the dragon. I should have ended that a while ago. Will we clear this secret room? I like these yes/no polls. They're easy. They're fast. Yeah, Mr. Fudan. So when you're rolling glyphs, you have a range of rolls that you can land. So like, let's say it's 1% to 4% HP or whatever. You're rolling an HP glyph. So you can't add. So like if you roll 1% and you roll another one, it can fail because you could just hit 1% again, and that's not improving it. Or it could improve it. It could roll a 2 or a 3 or a 4. If you're maxed out at 4, rolling the same glyph doesn't improve the chances of getting a higher roll. You'd have to roll a 5-star glyph or a 6-star glyph that can potentially roll over that percentage to max out. So in a lot of cases, especially if you're speed tuning, you might roll 10 glyphs onto the same champion just so you get the maximum roll. Can happen that way. So, okay, this didn't go well so far. Seems like people have faith, though, that we can clear this Knights Forever secret room. Do you book Deacon or Drath? Rector Drath or Deacon Armstrong? I would book Deacon Armstrong first. You want to book both. You definitely want to book both. They're both fantastic champions. But Deacon is the engine that makes your team work, and then Rector Drath is the kind of the heartbeat that keeps your team alive, although she died here. So apparently that's not enough. That's weird. Sometimes what happens is you make a stronger team and you actually get weaker. It could also just be an RNG thing. Yeah, I'm gonna just try it again. Let's see. In fact, let me just manual it. That's ridiculous. Yeah, when you land no stuns, that's really tricky. Yeah, I'm just not landing any stuns. That's a good stun. That helps. There we go. That's useful. AoE stun from Miscreated Monster. Very strong. And now we're starting to get some stuns. Decrease that attack. Stun her. All right. Wave 1 down. Double stun there is good. All right, we got 3 out of 5 stuns. That's solid. I'll take that. See if we can stun Golden Reaper. Golden Reaper, by the way, is undervalued, I think. Been a little bit power crept, but still a very good champion. Come on, stun set. Why am I doing that? I should be hitting Skull Crown. That worked. Okay. Oh. That stun is helpful. All right, this is going decently. As long as it doesn't fall apart here at the very end. Get some stuns. Yeah, that Sinesha passive helps bring her back, which is really nice. You don't always have to rely on Rector Drath if it's Skull Crown who dies. I don't think my Doom Priest is booked at all, so that increased attack is on the long cooldown. There we go, another stun. All right. I think we got a shot. We got a shot here. We do have 2 Skull Crowns and 2 Whispers here, which is a lot. But let's see. Not too bad. 2 stuns, 4 stuns. That's beautiful. Get that weaken out there. That's nice. I got to keep with the AoE A1s just to try to get more stuns out there. There we go. Let's get that other Whisper. Decrease attack. That's going to help. Leave my Rector Drath alone. Leave her alone. She's done nothing to you. Actually, she decreased your attack, so she did something to you. She decreased her attack, so she's awesome. So you probably want to kill her, but don't. AoE stun, come on. This is getting tense. I feel the pressure to succeed here. Use the AoE one. Nope, didn't land a stun. Again, I didn't land a stun. There we go. Uh-oh. The ally protect up. Stun them. Stun them all. All right, we got 3 stuns out there. I think we got this. There we go. Whew. Okay, I felt the pressure there. I did. But that worked out quite well. We are on Gomlock Skyhide. How close are we? Looks like that might have hit my 100th fragment. Let's see where we are on this guy. Yeah, we just hit our 100th fragment. All right. That feels good. That feels good. This is a guy you actually need for the Romantu missions, and I'm not close to like the place I need to be for him. Like it's much later, but I have him now. So cool. So those of you who voted yes, were correct. We were able to do that with this team. Denise says, hooray, I got 1 poll right. All right. Do you keep War Priest until you get a better healer? You don't have to. I mean, you can. War Priest can, in a pinch, save you from time to time, but she's generally an awful character. So, yeah. If you need a healer, try to do the referrals. Maybe you could get yourself Demarsha. She's solid. She's not awesome, but she's solid. Oh, you already have Rector Drath. Yeah, forget War Priest. You have Drath. Rector Drath is a god tier epic. She really is. She's amongst the best epics in the game. And you got her really early, and she's going to do so much work for you. She's going to be great in Clan Boss. She's going to be great in every dungeon. She's got a decreased attack on her A1. She's got a perfect veil, which just makes everybody more survivable. Very, very good champ. Crashdown. Crashdown says he picked no. What are you doing, dude? You're Team Colred. You're in my clan. You're supposed to support me. Support me. Rare attack champions only. This is going to be the same struggle that we had before. All right. Let's bring in a Cold Heart. We want the stun. I think I have a stun set on. Actually, let's just look at this. Let's just double check. Let's see what we've got here. So Athel is just very accurate because she's basically a weakened champion. Here we've got the stun set on Elhain. None of it's glyphed, and it's also not maxed out. What is it? Crit rate. She's at 100% crit rate, so I don't need to do anything with that. Okay. Gaelic is in lifesteal at 178, which is not bad for a 5-star champion. Yeah, that's okay. 6 stars, I could get him up over 200. 215 here, 204 here. We've also got lifesteal on Kale at 170, 99% crit rate. Also not fully glyphed. Wait, what happened? These were all attack-based champions, right? Where'd my Soulbond Bowyer go? Why would she not be in here? Rare. Rarity. Magic Affinity. Is it not Magic Affinity? Maybe that's what it was. It's not Magic Affinity. It's just attack. That's what it is. It's just attack. That's why. Okay. She's in a sunset. Running at 204. So potentially, what could be useful here would be somebody like War Maiden or maybe even Eris. Eris would give me some speed, right? With the increased speed buff here. She is booked, but she's not built, and she's 4 stars. So I think, is my second Cold Heart built? And a stun set. Cold Heart and a stun set. That's interesting. Okay. So maybe I bring in both Cold Hearts. Maybe I just bring in this Cold Heart. That's 3 stun sets. And then Athel to help with the wave clear, and just bring in the second Cold Heart for damage. Let's see if this works. That's nice. A1 from... Make sure this chick doesn't get a turn. Ouch. Whoops. All right. Let's try that again. That was funny, actually. That was funny. All right, so we did land the turn meter. That's nice. We've got more turn meter decrease here, right? Okay. Did not land it. Now, this is the AoE stun set. It didn't work. I was going to say, that was the stun set Cold Heart. Yeah, this is brutal. Who do you bring in here for extra utility, survive? I mean, the decreased attack could be good. Not decreased attack. I'm sorry, decreased defense. Decreased defense could be good. I mean, I don't have anybody built. Selene is built. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring her in instead of Athel. I want to see something. Okay. I don't know if HP Burns will do better. Because Athel's not really built for damage. She's built for accuracy. But she's also built for survivability. I don't think she's enough on her own, though. I don't have anybody in lifesteal, right? All right, so let's see this. So that's all it took. Okay. That's there wasn't much going on there. That's a tricky room. I've never cleared that room. And I've never really built anybody to clear that room specifically. But I imagine you need some utility attackers there for that room. So you need somebody with turn meter control. You need somebody with, I don't know, provokes. You need to drop defense. You need something. You need more turn. Yeah. I mean, the Cold Hearts are doing decent work there. Maybe 3 Cold Hearts, do something like that. Put them all in stun sets, and then you have their turn meter decrease and their AoE, and you can get the stuns. I don't know. I mean, the A1's a 4-hitter, so you got a chance to stun on the A1 as well. So maybe I could do something like that. I'll mess around with that room. I don't think I'll mess around with that room anymore right now. Let's see if we can't do something else. Epic defense champions only. All right, well, this feels like I should be able to clear this. This definitely feels like I should be able to clear this. Let's go ahead and get a defense in all battles aura. There we go. That's that one or this, right? So it's either this one or this. So if I do this, then I can bring in here, and that's my decreased defense. Or I can do this, and that's my decreased defense. This is also a decreased attack. But I don't need the decreased attack if I bring in Padma. So I'll do this and this. That's a decreased attack and a decreased defense. Let's go with this to get some increase speed. Increase attack is fine because both Seeker and Padma use attack. We'll bring in White Dryad Naya for some AoE slows. And then God, Seeker, and Neri to keep everybody healed and alive. Sounds solid to me. Feels pretty good. You can probably auto this one. Just let this run. Premier Craft says, how long are we going tonight? Colred, probably till about 7 o'clock. It's 6:22 my time. Great Dane said, what the hell? It's live? Try Kurzad. He's got a solid A1. I could try Kurzad. Gale has lifesteal. Yeah. You want stun sets and lifesteal, David. That's right. I just don't want to mess around with it right now because it's like rebuilding everybody. There's an artifact enhancement event coming tomorrow, I think. So I want to save my rebuilding. I've got, 40 million silver or something. So I'm okay totally. But I at the same time, I don't want to just use up resources when I don't need to. GC Mike Mizzy says, can anyone help? What do you need help with? Trying to figure out how you put champions in the vault. All you've got to do is go down to the bottom of the left-hand column and it says vault, open up your vaults, and then drag them over. That's all you got to do to put them in a vault. So see, this feels like a much easier secret room. I mean, way easier, right? Because you could just build a full-on team. Defensive-based champions are great anyway. You're probably going to be fairly tanky. You build a single healer or reviver, and you just work your way through it. And it's like, there's so much utility. You get debuffs, you get turn meter control, you get everything with defensive-based champions. I mean, here I've got turn meter fill with Seeker. I've got a stun, decrease attack, decrease defense. And I think turn meter control from Tayrell. He's so freaking good. White Dryad Naya has an ally protect, a strengthen. It's the lesser strengthen. She's got an AoE slow. She's got a huge heal and a skill or a cooldown reset or reduction, I guess. Got a buff extension from Godseeker and Eerie. You got a passive revive. You got an active revive. You got heals from 2 different skills. And then you've got Padmo, who's got a buff strip, an AoE decrease attack, a huge nuke that I think has a decreased accuracy on it as well. And then you've got the passive from Seeker that gives you an increased defense if you get hit with a crit. Did I miss anything? I mean, it's crazy how much stronger this, like, the team that you can build for this secret room versus the attack only rares. Like, it's a night and day. This is the easiest room probably in all of Doom Tower Hard, and that one's the hardest one in all of Doom Tower Hard in terms of secret rooms. I mean, there might be one other one somewhere. The only thing that this particular team doesn't have, I think, no, it's got heals, revives. I mean, it doesn't have like a block damage or something. But I even have a buff strip, although it's not an AoE buff strip. I don't have a cleanse. No, I do have a cleanse. It's a single target cleanse though, right? Is White Dryad Naya's A2 a cleanse as well as a reset? Let me look. But, you know, just so survivable. Such an much easier secret room. Her A2 is a cleanse, a heal, and then decreases the cooldown of all the target skills by 2 turns. So I do have a single target cleanse, and I have a single target buff strip, but I don't have an AoE buff strip or an AoE cleanse. Super strong. Kenny Felton says, thanks, Colred, for doing this video. You are welcome. David Tyrell asks, thoughts on the so-called 25 times progressive chance event this Friday? I think it's a good change. I think it's positive. It's positive. It's moving in the right direction. I did a video on it. In fact, I don't know if it's posted yet. Son, have we posted that video yet? Son might be away from his desk. But we did 2 videos today. The first one was on the fusion. The second one was on this times 25. And so it should be posting tonight, probably. And I think it's a good thing. It's not perfect. It's absolutely not perfect. Of course it's not. Nothing that Plarium gives us is perfect. But that being said, the base rate goes from a 10 times to a 15 times. That's a 50% improvement. And then for spenders who potentially pull hundreds of shards, you know, so for whales and krakens, that 20 times and 25 times that kicks in is hugely beneficial. It's massively beneficial for big spenders. For free-to-play players like myself, it's not going to matter that much. It's very rare that I'm ever going to pull during a non-2 times event anyway, unless it's like a guaranteed champion. So I wasn't pulling during 10 times events. I'm likely not going to pull during a progressive event, but I'm more likely to pull during a progressive event than a 10 times event. So if there's a particular champion that I need that's out there and I can pull ancient shards only, and I can pick my one champion and go all in for that champion, there's a chance I would do it. For certain champions, for Duchess, for Kaimar, maybe for Kyoku, like, there are only a few champions that I would do it for. But I think it's better.
Yeah, and the follow-up video's been out.
Okay.
I was just muted. I thought my mic was muted, but no, it was Discord.
There you go.
Classic mistake.
Thomas Z says, epic defense champs are just OP. They are. There are so many good epic defense champs. I mean, just on this team alone, I mean, first of all, Seeker is... I don't even know how to categorize Seeker. Seeker's just necessary. Like that, Seeker's just necessary. Like, you can't even say, oh, he's a top 5 epic in the game. It's like, maybe, but it doesn't even make sense to call him that, because it's like, there are champions that are so much more powerful, but he's just necessary. He's the only champion who does what he does. In the entire game, he's the only champion who does what he does. So he's necessary. He was my first epic, by the way. My first 2 epics are on this team. Seeker and Padmo were my first 2 epics on this account. And Tayrell was my third, I think. My first 3 epics are on this team. At least the first 3 I built. I might have pulled some trash epics that I didn't build, but these were the first 3 that I built. Yeah, and then, you know, Godseeker is absolutely crazy. Again, one of those champions that's fairly, like, indispensable, I guess, just because she's unique. White Dryad Naya. Varl the Destroyer. This is crazy. I didn't even know there was another guy after Gorlock or whatever his name is. I'm just making sure to click my red dots. We've got a champion training going on. But all right, so let's look at the fragments here. So yeah, after Gomlock, I didn't even know there was another guy. So Varl the Destroyer. Let's go take a look at Varl. How do we take a look at? I want to take a look at Varl. I'm assuming he's here. There he is. I don't think they released him too long ago, did they? AoE weaken with a decreased attack on those who receive the weaken. I don't know why it doesn't just say chance to land the... I guess it has to be both. It can't be one or the other. I guess that's the difference. This guy could be a boss killer. This mass murder is legit. His base attack is pretty high at 1476. Not hugely high for a legendary, but decently high. He's got okay survivability for an attack-based champion. 15k HP is a little bit low, but 1100 defense is nice. Speed is 98, I guess. That's all right. Heals himself by 30% of the damage inflicted, and if he's hitting really hard, he could have a lot of sustain. Does anybody know if this kind of passive would work in conjunction with a War Master proc? Or is that considered not the hit? Because, like, if you War Master onto a Leech, obviously you get healed. So it, like, works with, like, lifesteal and stuff like that. But I don't know if it works with a passive like this. Decrease attack and weaken, AoE, 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown. Sustain, ignoring defense, destroying max HP. Block damage if you kill anybody. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. And then a ramp up. You could put him in, like, lifesteal and retaliation or something. Get him some revenge accessories. He could maybe be a interesting attack-based solo champion. I don't know. He might not be tanky enough, but he might be. That'd be kind of cool to see. And it's interesting. He's definitely not trash. I don't know that he's great, but he's definitely not trash. It'd be kind of fun to mess around with. All right, let's see. See if we can get any more secret rooms. Let's get some more Varl fragments. Epic Void champions only. Another easy one, right? Let's see. What do we do here? Well, we definitely do this. This is an absolute must. When you can do this, you do it. We should probably use Seeker, but I don't know if I have enough buffers. I mean, I could do like this maybe. I've got a Demitha. Whatever. I mean, I'm going to use the same team I used last time, except now I've got Ursula instead of Tayrell, because Tayrell's not Void. And let's do that for our stun set. I mean, we could do this, which would give us a block debuffs. And they have the same A1, basically. Plus, he's got turn meter steal. He doesn't have an AoE nuke, though. And he doesn't have a buff strip. But let's try that. just to mix it up a little bit. All right. David Tyrell says, I can only imagine how fast your Seeker is on your main. I have 2 Seekers. I have one who is built for a Clan Boss speed tune, and I think runs somewhere around 245. And then my other Seeker was built for that same Clan Boss speed tune or a different Clan Boss speed tune and was running at like 250 or 255. But because I built the second Seeker, now I can actually... no, I'm sorry. It was he wasn't a Clan Boss team, but it was untuned. But he was running around 250, 255, and he's in a Relentless set. And so I think he's probably still running around there. I would like to make him faster. I would like to get him up to like 300 in a Relentless set. Would be phenomenal if I could do that. I don't even know if I have the gear to do that. But I could definitely get him up to 280 in a Relentless set. And I think that would be a really nice place to have that Seeker. He's in the offense and defense tree, I think. Or is he in the defense and support tree? He's running the defense tree. Whereas my speed-tuned Clan Boss Seeker is running the offense tree for more War Master procs. So yeah, he's not as fast as I'd like him to be, but he's decently fast. Shooter says, Varl is so good in Hydra, you should for sure build him. His A3 hits for 1.5 million on a downed head. Okay, so that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, obviously I still have to collect all the fragments, but it will take me probably 4 rotations to get him because I'm not clearing every secret room. You can get up to 36 fragments per. So if I can clear the rest of these, maybe 3 more rotations would let me get him. So it's still at least 3 months out. And by the way, there are many champs after him still. Okay, that's good to know. Premier Craft, am I able to do this fusion or no? You are not able to do this fusion. I mean, it's available to you, but unless you're spending a lot of money as a brand new player, you won't be able to do a fusion. Wasn't this weekend supposed to be a 2x ancient? Was ready for all those chickens? Exile asks. Yeah, Sun and I have been discussing that, and we're both really frustrated because what was supposed to happen was it's supposed to go ancients, then sacreds, then voids. That's the rotation that they've been using for like the last year and a half. And they did ancients, and then they did voids. And then they did sacreds. So the question becomes, after sacreds, you usually have voids, and sacreds was last. So do they go back to the normal rotation and give us voids next? Or, because that's a 3 shard rotation, did they just switch the order of the 3 shard rotation and now they go back to ancients? So what's going to be next? Is it going to be ancients or voids? I thought it was going to be ancients. HH Gaming thinks it's going to be voids. We're both wrong. Instead, it's going to be a progressive chance event, which is not a 2x event for any shard, which means now we have to wait another week, maybe 2 weeks. HH thinks it's 1 week. Next week, we're going to get our 2x voids. That's what the website is saying anyway. When I say HH. HH Gaming on their website has a tracker. And now their tracker says in 7 days, we'll have a 2x void shard event. That would be very weird, but could happen. Or we could have an ancient shard event in 1 week. Or it could be 2 more weeks, and then we could have an ancient shard event or a void shard event. But whatever's going to happen, they've definitely messed with our accounts because we've been saving up ancient shards for a 2x event on a 6-week rotation. And now we're looking at potentially somewhere between 7 and 10 weeks before we get an ancient shard 2x event. And so we don't get those chickens, which makes it harder to 6-star what we've got. And we don't potentially get these powerful champions that, like for the last year and a half, if you're pulling 60 shards during a 2x event, you got a decent chance at, say, account level 60 or whatever where we're at, of getting some epics at the very least that are going to help you progress. And getting a delay of 2, 3, or 4 weeks at this point in your account's progression is significant because it means fewer Doom Tower bosses in the next rotation. It means potentially delaying your clan boss like Nightmare or Ultra Nightmare team for at least another 2 or 3 weeks. It is a significant blow to the progress of our noob versus pro accounts. I'm actually fairly upset about it. Like I'm not happy about them messing with the normal rotation. If they wanted to put this progressive chance event in like an odd weekend, that would be totally fine with me. Do your ancients, your sacreds, your voids, and in between sacreds and voids, you got a weekend there. Go ahead and put the progressive chance then. Because realistically, it's just replacing a 10 times event. And 10 times events don't happen in place of 2 times events. They happen with or without 2 times events. So it irks me that they've done this. Now, there's a small chance, they haven't said it, but there's a tiny, tiny, tiny chance that we still get a 2 times event this weekend. I don't think we will. But they haven't actually said, no, we're not doing that. They just said we're doing this other thing. So we'll see. Okay, so I am getting more of these. Let's go ahead. Nope, this is not going to work. Rare Spirit Champions only. I don't have any of those. What about this one? Force Attack champs only. Okay, so I have 2 very good ones. I actually have more than 2 very good ones, but I have 2 built good ones. Which are, like, these 2 champions could potentially wreck stuff. Right? Nishak and Sissia. Now, I also have Kandrafon not built. I have Dathi. I don't know if Dathi's built. I don't think he is. Is he built? Oh, he is built. He's barely built. He's booked. Got no masteries. He's in Relentless. All right. I'm bringing up Fenshi, but he's not built. He is booked. And then potentially, let's see, who do I have in the vault? I have Kandrafon. I have Noble. King Garog, I don't actually really know. I haven't looked at him much. Okay. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. I've got Abyss, who's not particularly good. Although she does have an AoE drop defense. I shouldn't say she's not good. She's just not interesting to me. AoE drop defense wouldn't be bad. Now, Sir Artemage is actually not bad. And Seize is not bad. Firegun Isbel is not bad. Are these champions available? Yeah, they are. But these are the only 3 built champions I have. So I guess I could just I could throw in Kandrafon and I don't know. I'll throw in Gamla because he's 50 and see if we can get through this. I mean, it's attack-based champions, and I do have a nice aura, but I think the cooldowns are going to get me. All those champions should die. Yeah, everybody's going to die here. But see, now on the second wave, I'm going to have issues with my cooldowns. I did get the weaken out there, the decrease attack. Yeah, all right. Let's try this again. He gets lots of extra attacks, doesn't he? That's nice. Ooh, I did not expect to get hit. I thought that those bombs would kill him. I really did. But with all those extra attacks, he does get a lot of... I mean, with all those extra turns, he does get his cooldowns to come off pretty quickly. Come on. Looks like I need a 4th champion. Right? Like, maybe I should just build the Kandrafon real quick and see what happens. Let's take a look at the Kandrafon. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's 645, isn't it? Okay. Well, we're going to 7 anyway. But yeah, so attack-based champions, right? Let's pull the Kandrafon out of here. So I don't have him booked or anything, but he could potentially do some work. What happens if I ascend him? Yeah, so I'm going to want to ascend him. Let's get him ascended. All right. Now I'm going to put him in lifesteal for now, just because I need sustain, and he's level 50. And I don't really think he does anything except hit, right? Yeah, he just hits. All right. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to put him in lifesteal. Oops. But I'm actually going to go for Bloodthirst. Let's see if I have any Bloodthirst gear that's worth considering. Got a double roll and a crit rate. Do we have gloves? We got crit rate gloves. With some crit damage, some attack percentage. Not too bad. Speed and crit rate is not bad. I don't need accuracy on this guy. Speed and crit rate, that would be good. Attack percentage chest piece, that could be good. Let's roll this up and see what we do. If we get crit rate, I mean, the nice thing about Bloodthirst is you get the extra 12%. Oh, come on. Speed or crit rate, please. Thank you. You get the extra 12% crit rate. I don't need accuracy on Kandrafon. That's just frustrating. See if I roll into crit damage. That's good. That's okay. Now let's try that. All right, and then here. Let's get at least one roll in the crit rate, please. No. You just don't want to give me the crit rate tonight. All right. And then let's go with maybe Cruel. That's decent. That gets us over 100 already. There's more crit damage. Let's do that one instead. That's nice. Be nice crit damage. I could use speed though. I think I'm going to take this. And I'm going to roll this up. Come on, don't freeze me out. There we go. And that should be 100%, right? No. But he's going to get, well, whatever. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. But I think I'm just going to put him in a revenge ring. All right, let's try that. Let's see if that's enough. I could always ascend him more and get a amulet on him. All right, let's start this. I got to do it the other way. That was just a mistake. I was like, I'm going to use the, can't use the Sissia to open. You got to use Nishak to open. Now the question is, who do I go after here? I don't know, because I'm not going to be able to kill everybody. I'm not going to be fast enough. Yeah, without an AoE stun there, I think it's not going to matter. Unless I got my Candrafon a lot stronger. So if Candrafon and Sissia could take out one wave, and then Nishak could take out the other wave by himself, and then I could swap back and forth, that would be enough. But the way it is right now, Candrafon and Sissia, I don't think can take out a wave. I guess I could try one more time. Let me see if I can just get... Let's say if I just put some bombs out there, let's see. Maybe with Dathi, if I could get... Could I clear a wave like this? Will the HP burns be enough? Nope. Nope. They're not dying fast enough. I'm close. I'm not that far off. I'm not that far off. How far off am I? That's the question. Am I that far off? Am I that close? There's my 100%. Again, no masteries. I can definitely get this by the end of the rotation. I mean, I've got 5.5 more days, so that's not a problem. But I kind of want to do it right now for the end of the stream. Is it this one? And again, like if I had a 5th champion who did anything, you know, this guy's not even built. He doesn't even have gear. So definitely, if I did that, I could get it. You know, I'd probably build the second Sissy actually before him. But let's see if I can kill this wave without using Nishak. Grants an extra turn. No. All right. Damn it. If you kill them, the HP burn doesn't go up, but the HP burn isn't enough. You know what? I'm not going to build another Sissy. I'm going to build Fenshi. I'm going to build Fenshi here. Let's see. All right. I can sell that. Wow. Quad roll. I forgot about that piece. I have a quad roll on attack percentage gauntlets. Those are pretty good. Question is, can I get to 100% crit rate? I cannot. I cannot get to 100% crit rate. Unless I go maybe back to these. Take off the accuracy and just say, okay, let's go. Look at this. I'm rolling up all these pieces right before we have an event. That's pretty good. Ouch. Do that again. Give me a triple crit rate. Nope. All right. Well, we'll have to go with 70%. Let's see what we can get on the boots here. There's 11. No, we need a main stat of speed. There's 10 with some crit damage. That's 80% for now. 214. Let's run that. We'll get okay. That ain't bad. 190 crit damage, only 80% crit rate. But let's do this. The server has reset, but I'm still going after this. I'm going after this anyway. I don't care. I want this room. I want to clear this room. All right, at least now we have 5 built champions. He's only 50, but the thing is, if he has enough accuracy and he can land the turn meter decrease, that might be enough. So here we've got this, right? So let's see if we can just do that. Yeah, he's got some turn meter decrease there. Okay. Nope. Got to kill that guy anyway. I just have to kill him. That's so frustrating. I have to kill him. Fushan. Or is that Fushan? I think it's. Still. Who is it that's killing? Is it Candrafon that's killing me? The other Candrafon? It's not Candrafon. I'm not sure. I think it's whoops. think I've had the wrong champion killing me the whole time. I think I've thought it was the wrong champion. All right. I'm going to have to let that go for today. I'm going to be building champions out for it for the artifact enhancement. I just don't want to spend anywhere. I've spent like 10 million silver today doing that. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. I can definitely beat that. I think I'll just build the Fenshi out to 5 stars fully. Maybe look at my Dathi and get Candrafon into a slightly better place. And I think I should be able to do it with those 5. I don't think I have to do anything else. If it's really messing with me, I guess I could bring the other Sissia in, but I don't want to build a champion that I'm not going to use for anything else, just for that secret room yet. I mean, I will if I have to. But yeah, not yet. Not yet. All right, so how did we do there? So we cleared the top 10 floors, and I think we cleared 1, 2, 3. We got 3 secret rooms, either 3 or 4. And we still have a few left. We've got 1, 2 secret rooms there. I'm not going to be able to clear secret room 4, I think. And then this one up here and this one up here. So we have 4 secret rooms left. I've got 5.5 days to do it. I'm probably going to get 2 of these. I think the other 2 I'm not going to get. So the tricky one is going to be, I mean, the one that I absolutely cannot get, I think, is this one. Is this it? The spirit. Yeah, that's just spirit rares. I'm not even close. Like, if you look at this, I'm like, what do I haven't built anything here. I mean, you can't even see behind me, but it's like, that's all I built. So there are definitely champions here that are worth building for this room, you know, but yeah, I'm nowhere close. So this room's not getting done. This room is absolutely getting completed. This one is not a problem. I'm so close to completing it already. I just have to figure out what it is that I want to do there. I could potentially do, I mean, there are a lot of support champions. Not support champions, but there are champions that can provide support who are attack-based champions. You know, so potentially if I have trouble with the composition that I have, I can do other things, but I don't think it'll be a problem. I think I'm totally fine, actually. So I think this will be the easiest of the rooms that are left. And then Secret Room 9. This I could clear. I think I can clear this. I think maybe I have to think about who I want to bring in here. Maybe I want to build out an heiress, because she actually works in both rooms, doesn't she? She works in the Force Affinity Attack Champion room, and she works here in the Rare Attack Champion room. And she's got that increased speed buff that is not inconsiderable. That could potentially get me extra turns, and with stun sets, you get extra turns, or with that, you know, that wave clear, you get extra turns. That could work. So I might build an heiress out. Besides, I need to re-speed tune anyway, so I could potentially build a Demitha heiress team for my clan boss. And so she might serve 3 purposes. That'd be nice. So she might be something I look into. I don't know if I'm going to do that in the next 5 days, but that could be something that I do. And then I feel here like rare magic champions should be something, again, that I can clear. I just need one more champion here to kind of round out the roster. Whether that's taking another starter champion up to 6 stars, putting somebody else in a stun set, or bringing in more of a support champion or a support role. This is definitely doable. The nice thing about building another champion in a stun set is you can leave them at 50. You don't have to run them at 60. As long as you have enough damage in your 60s, which I probably do. I could potentially do something like this and put Banshee in a stun set. I might even be able to run her at 40. Like if you can have a permanent lockdown, then you can just get that done. Or again, we could look at something like a Veer. So I think this is within reach in 5 days if I have enough time to actually put some time and think about it and like invest. But if we go back to my, tavern, you can look here. I'm sitting on 25 5-star chickens. And that's not including the chickens I've actually made that are in my vault. I probably have another 5 or 6 there, something like that. So I've got at least 5 to 6 6-star champions worth of food ready. I've got hundreds of 4 stars and 3 stars, and we've got the champion training going on right now. So by the end of this champion training, I'm probably going to have at least 2 more 6 stars worth of food and chickens ready. And so, yeah, so I'll probably level some people up just for the secret rooms at this point. That's where I am in the game. Like I'm just leveling up champions for the secret room. Oh, wow. Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet. I wasn't sure I was going to get this done. The stupidest pass. But okay. So that's going to be it for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. How let me know, actually, before we leave, let me know. I want to hear about this because so I am considering doing a third streaming day here on Thursday and like, what would you call it? Like spotlighting my main account. So, let's see. Let's do this. Would you enjoy a regularly scheduled live stream about my main account? Let's go ahead and start that poll and just see how people feel. I know a lot of people have already kind of dipped out, but if you could, before you leave, just go ahead and hit that poll here. I'm curious if people are interested in this account because it is actually really close to level 100. I'm going to be doing a video on this week. You can see I'm at level 99, 94% of the way. You can see where my Great Hall is. Like I'm not 100% of the way there with Great Hall, but I'm getting close. I have, 6 affinities or bonuses left to level up. And, I'm halfway on each in terms of not the number of medals that you have to spend, but the number of levels that there are. Obviously big roster here, in terms of all the legendaries and stuff. And I'm now 6-starring at a rate that's kind of ridiculous. I don't even know what to do with some of these champions because I've just I picked up Timid the Fool. They keep releasing really new good champions. I've got like Ruella, I've got Uras, all these champions I want a 6-star. Maybe what I'll start doing is just asking people which champions they want me to feature, like in spotlights, and I'll do those. I mean, I'd love to, Tagore, I just got recently. So if you're interested in that kind of stream where I'm featuring this account, remember, it's a free-to-play account. It's just an endgame free-to-play account. Would that be interesting to you? Or would you prefer that instead of featuring this account, maybe, like if you're going to hit no on this poll, that I am featuring my newer account, my new Versus Pro account, or some alternate account? Because we haven't really decided what the third daily or the third weekly stream is going to be. Oh, wow. Okay, with 11 votes, it sounds like people are interested in this main account.
I voted no just because I could.
Well, okay.
So take that one more in the yes column.
Yeah. All right. A third stream would be good too. Definitely, says David. Bring it, though I may not get a chance to watch it as it happens. The great Bo, keep it up, says Sean. Thank you. More takeovers, Sean says. Yeah, more. I'm not going to do a second takeover day, but I will try to do as many takeovers on Tuesdays as I can. Shooter says, I think that your main account content will be the most interesting to me, and I think there is value in showing people how to specialize champs for specific content. I agree with that. I do get feedback from time to time. I'll do a video and I'll use my main account because I need to use my main account for particular content. and I'll try to use the most free-to-play friendly version of a composition that I can create on my main account. You know, so I'll use Scylla the Drakes, I'll use free champions like Razin, or I'll use, you know, Haikatoon or somebody that I wouldn't normally use because I have a better team. Hey, thank you, Sean. That's fantastic. Thank you for the tip. But anyway, so I will do that, and then I'll get comments where it's like, could you make free-to-play friendly videos? Like, could you use a free-to-play friendly comp that clears this or that? And sometimes it's really funny. It's like, could you make a video about a comp that is 100% free that one keys Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss? And I'm like, I don't even know what that would look like. Like, what do you mean 100% free? Because all of my champions I got 100% free, and I can make those compositions. But do you mean champions that you only get as login rewards? Like, can I use fusions? You know, it's like, I can't even conceive of what that team would look like. You know, and then there's also, you know, people who are like, yeah, you know, Razin is too hard to get, so I can't use him. And I understand, we're all in different places. So sometimes I feel like if I use my full roster, people won't like it. But during a live stream, that's a little bit different than a video. So maybe it's just cool to feature it during a live stream. And then it allows me to kind of mess around and show you like the really fun stuff that I actually enjoy doing in the game with my main account. So. So Adam asks, why not 1 week main, next week newer account? Only because I do the new versus pro with Sun on Sundays, and that is the new account. And then when we do the takeovers, that's your accounts. So it'd be like, you know, it'd be 1 day new account, 1 day your accounts, 1 day my main account. And that feels like more variety, I guess. Maybe one thing you could do is properly build a seer team. You for sure have the gear for it. Yeah, I could do that. Crashdown says, "Well, you can't win Call Red." I feel like I'm winning. But I do at the same time recognize that everybody's got a different perspective, you know, and not everybody's going to share my perspective. Sean says, maybe I'll get lucky and be the only name on the wheel next week. That would be lucky for you. Be unlucky for me. That means you're the only one watching my stream. But thanks so much for that tip there, Sean. That's awesome. And thanks everybody for hanging out and popping into a stream that you didn't expect. We will try to be streaming on Thursdays fairly consistently. Obviously not next week because that's Thanksgiving. But we're going to try to stream on Thursdays. I don't know what time. Whenever we get around to it, that's what's going to happen. Do me a favor and go and check out the videos for today. Hit the like buttons over there because we're really trying to do that subscriber push. And I would love to get 5,000 by the end of the year, but we're 6 weeks from the end of the year right now. And we're only pulling down about 100 subscribers a week. So I don't think now I'm just hoping to make 3,000 by the end of the year. But I would love to be able to push that number a little bit more. So if you can help me out and hit the likes and also comment any of the videos. If you have a comment, if you have a question, if you just want to say, hey, the comments also help the algorithm push those videos. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. Why don't you say goodbye, son?
Have a good one, everybody.
All right, we'll see you soon.